Got it to work. First things first, my name is Kenneth Burr. My company is Black Series Edition LLC, Crystal Edge Technology Screens, and our FLE, sorry people, VT. I came in this morning and I thought, okay, I want to do I want to work on one of the other computers and get that ready to start working on my submersible veggie oil cooled tank for my RetroPie setup. So I'm just building a PC. It's not anything big or special. It's just something to run retro games. I'm a big fan of retro games. I like the side shooters, Space Invaders, Pac-Man, all that stuff. I like the retro games. They don't take a ton of memory to begin with. But I want something different. I want to do something submersed into vegetable oil, run neon lights through it, pink flamingos, all that cool stuff. And I had to get my machine fixed. So one of the machines had a blue screen of death, which I got to go take the hard drive apart to fix that mess right there. Yeah, you can repair them. It's a headache, but it's actually worth the experience and fun. And the other one here, basically, the hard drive. This, as a matter of fact, this was the one that had the hard drive that had the blue screen of death on it. I had another hard drive sitting over there, but I couldn't get access to it because I couldn't remember the pin on how to get around it. Now, like I said, if the password was in the system's board, I could just pull out the battery and reset the entire board. That's how you get around that nonsense. But if you have a pin already set in, that becomes a headache because then there's no way around that. And then they give you this kind of code to put in, and you just doing the process all over again. It becomes a complete headache. So basically, what you do is you hit your shift key, you hold it down, and then you basically go into where you have your select your power, reset, all that. But what you want to do is hit the reset, and that'll bring up a nice little special option right there, like a little menu here. And in the menu, you go hit to trouble shooting or troubleshooting your problem, and then basically it'll give you a. I'll do one when I fix the other one. I'll show you. It's pretty easy to do, but you basically want to keep your files intact, but you definitely want to reset the entire machine, which actually does take some time. Guy wasn't joking. It is about an hour for it to reset. So once everything resets, you can go in and redo your password, your PIN all over again, and you're good to go. And that's pretty much it. So I'm setting up my Steam account. I'm gonna go in with probably about $100, which is pretty much more than I'm gonna need to go in and download the retro games, which are cheap. They're like $2 and $3 at most, probably 97 cents. And I'm just gonna fill the entire hard drive with nothing but retro games. That's all I want on it. Ugh. Now I gotta go over to Amazon and I gotta order this fish tank. I saw this nice little fish tank. Comes with some nice LED lights with it, but we don't need all that. We take all that out, and I'm going to pick up my Molex adapter. What I'm going to need for this thing anyway? The power supply on it is like, I can't do much with that power supply. It's a 250 power supply in it. We could take that out. I can put in, because we don't need the case. We're going to strip all this out anyway. So I can put in probably a 500-watt power supply with some lights on it, some neon LED lights on it. So we'll take that out. And then on top of that, there is there's the hard drive down there. So I had to go in there and take out the hard drive and put the new one in. This optical drive we don't need. We're going to pull that out because that's not even necessary anymore. Who uses optical drives anyway anymore? There is the graphic card. Yeah, it's a bit of a headache to try to get that to run. So I had to do a little trick because every time I went to go plug the graphic card in, for some reason, it would basically wouldn't turn the system on. The system would turn on, but the monitor couldn't read it. So I had to basically turn it on. It's kind of tricky. Turn the system on and then plug it in while the computer was on. It shut off and it hit it and it came back on and then actually it clicked. Yeah, I don't have any drivers for this one. This is all I need right here to run all my basic arcade games from the door. So I don't need anything special. Now, if I'm going to be building something to play for GTX 6, then yeah, we're talking about my 590s coming in because I ordered my 590s. I got the big boy equipment coming in for that. But this is all for just arcade games for some fun. But I definitely want to get rid of that power supply because that is going to look ugly in the tank. So that's got to go. And pretty much just stripping it and taking it apart is pretty easy. It's not hard to do. Dells are really easy to take apart. Really easy. Matter of fact, there's actually a little, well, you won't see it, but I got one in the back that I already stripped down already for something else. But they're pretty easy. These are fun machines to play around with. It has a 16 PCI slot right here, so you can run your graphic cards in. And this is an i5, so it's more than enough than what I need to actually run my arcade games off of it. It has 512 for RAM, and the hard drives are about 250 gigs, which is all you're going to need. You don't need a lot of power. If you're just going to be running some basic arcade games, that's all you're going to be running off of it from the door. That's all you need. It'll run perfectly fine. So the one I have over there that I play from time to time, it's not all arcade games. It has the same specifications. No, that's an i7 over there. Yeah, it's an i7 on that one over there. This is an i5. But anyway, that's basically about it. So now I just got to go in, set up my Steam account, get to downloading all my games, what I want to play on here. And then after that, when I fill up my hard drive, nice and bulky, I'm going to go over and I'm going to start stripping the unit down, new power supply. I think I'm going to keep the graphic card because we don't really need any graphic. The graphic card's going to be submerged in vegetable oil. Hard drives you can't submerge. You submerge that hard drive, you're going to damage it. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a little compartment, little case to put the hard drive in with an LCD reader, and that'll allow us to keep that hard drive in a separate little box, keep it nice and cool. We'll set that on the side of the tank. And then for this right here, this fan system right here, that's all going to go. We're going to take all this out, and we're going to basically clean up, take off the CPU, clean it all down, wipe it down, and put some thermal paste on that, and then put the liquid cooling system on top of that. That'll run into the radiator system. The radiator system, we're going to remove that 120 millimeter fan. Take that out, and we're going to put in something with a higher RPM with so we can run it through a fan controller. I might even put a touch fan speed controller. I kind of like to run those. So yeah, let me set you right here for a minute. We don't even have the stand set up. Oh, my back is killing me. I swear I spent all day, most of the time, just crawled over this thing, just trying to get it to work. But these things are cheap. So you get these PCs over on Amazon. It costs like under $100. That's it. And they're nice because somebody was talking about it, about how you want to build a fast PC just for gaming off of it, and you play some pretty good games off. I'm playing to play Crysis off of it with no problem. And you want to get a low profile graphic card because, again, it's a low profile case. You're not going to be sticking anything big in there. It's just basic if you just want to do some basic gaming. So I'm going to stick you guys right here for a minute because I got to go grab something real quick. Let me see. Oh, shoot. Make sure I hit no buttons on that. All right. So this is one stripped down already. Tear it down. I mean, completely strip it out. You're going to be doing a system where you're going to basically do involving submerged tank. You're going to have to strip the entire PC down to nothing, which means everything is going to have to be taken out from that original case and then re-put back into your other case that you're designing. And we're going to actually build another one. There's your heat sink right there. That's the heat sink right there system. They have over top the CPU. See, leftover thermal paste right there. I don't know why you think this is a core system down. A nice little fan system. We could turn this into something. This is the hard drive that basically went blue on me. See, only 250 gigabytes. That's all they have on these. Now, and here's your optical drive right there, which we don't need anymore because they don't even use these anymore. Now, when you take apart your Dell, I can get it out of here. A little bit. There's your whole entire motherboard right there. Actually, let me see. So let's see, you get 4 slots. That's basically about it. There's the CPU. That's an i7 right there. And of course, your SATA drives right there. I remember the old boards, and I mean old boards, the ones that had the ATTs on them. This is when you come with the 270 sockets. The 270 sockets had the ATT boards, if you remember those. Those boards right there literally had a massive size, a huge piece. Like this would be your entire PCI slot right here, with your we're talking about old stuff, your old PCI slot, and then you would have your IDE cables. You wouldn't have these. You would have IDE cables instead for your optical drive and for your hard drive. But anyway, I remember it had a huge, massive PCI slot, which would actually just connect onto the other motherboard. But at least it had the PCI slots, which were fantastic because if you wanted to go in and you wanted to update your system, you can actually slide in a card that will allow you to run SATA drives. So you can override the old IDE cables and just put in a card, and that card would have these SATA cables that you can connect onto much more advanced hard drive than running IDEs instead. And on top of that, you can upgrade your video card, because what it would be doing is you wouldn't have any of this, any video cards at all. It'd basically be using shared memory video, which sucked, because then you would have to have a ton of memory, because you'd be sharing from your RAM and also too from your video at the same time from the same output. So you want something dedicated completely away from the RAM itself, and you want to use something where it has your own video card connected to that. Yeah, those are the good old days, people. The good old days. But these right here, these make fantastic gaming systems. If you want something low profile. Now, if you're talking about going all big boss mode, well, that PC that I built called the what was it called? Oh my goodness, that steampunk machine. Yeah, that thing had a 2011 board in it, a 2011 server board, not a 2011 motherboard, a server board in that baby. And it didn't take one CPU, it took four. It took four 12 core Intel CPUs. So yeah, it took four of them because it was a server board. That's why I got it. And my RAM capacity on that thing was 256 gigs of RAM of PC3000 OC. All my RAM was overclocked. Now, the other one I bought, the other system I bought, which was actually, I used to have a case called, and I don't think I can go back and find that video, but it was called Red Dragon. I know a jacked up name for it, but yeah, that's what it was called, the Red Dragon. Actually, one of my buddies actually bought my case when I got done with it. But anyway, that system had everything in red. It was everything in red. It had a little bit of soft white in the bottom, but the entire case, everything, all the stuff was in red. And that motherboard had a button that you can just press and just overclock your CPU. These are the fun stuff to work with. So if I'm going to basically have some fun and basically do some submersing my stuff at the end of the day, I'd rather do one of these machines. Oh, by the way, this little bolt right here, yeah, you'll take apart your entire board, you'll take all the screws out, and you can't figure out why it's not removing because of this little bolt right here. It stands right up, but you don't think it's part of the board, but it's actually part of the board. It is part of the board. So what are you going to do with that right there? I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this one yet. I don't know. Don't even have the cage on this thing anymore. I don't know what we're going to do with this one. I haven't decided what we're going to build it yet. Probably do something pretty cool with it. These make great arcade machines. You want to build an actual, real arcade machine, go get yourself a Neo Geo. Take it apart. Neo Geos actually have a real arcade board in the console system. That's why they were so massively huge. Because they had a giant arcade board in there. So that's finished and done. Okay, so I'm going to go on Steam, set my account up, and then get ready to go on and order all my parts. You, Fuzzy Boy, stay away from my stuff, man. Because he is like full of nothing but static electricity all day long. And get ready to start getting this all set up and ready to go. I'm definitely going to download Portal. I'm going to download some other games on here I can play on here. And yeah, it'll be good to go from there. Let me take that whole system out. Oh yeah, I forgot to show that real quick. All right, let me show you some right here. So, right here, here's your CPU right there. See that hole right there? See that hole right there? Another one right there, and another one right there. This is where you attach your giant copper block onto that so you can run a liquid cooling system through it. And the bolt right on those little 4 areas right there. The first thing we have to do is we have to clean off all of this. Get that nice and clean. And then put our thermal paste in, and then we're in. And there's the system battery right there. If you basically get a password in there and you can't get out, can't figure out how to override your password because you can't remember it, all you have to do is pull that battery out right there and it resets the motherboard. That's it. Yep, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Wow. Dell had a way of shoving everything compressed all together. One thing good about Dell drivers are easy to get. Sony, a couple of Sony computers are working on drivers are a freaking pain in the neck to get. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is, because I don't want wires running across the top, I'm going to do like I do at home. I'm going to basically get all wireless keyboards in here. All right, so I'm going to set up my account, put some games in, and I think I'm going to build me a out of cardboard in our black technology. I'm going to build me a oh man, I don't have one of those. I'm going to build me a I got the portrait, but I want a portrait for gaming. I definitely want a portrait for gaming. A big one, too, on a big screen for gaming. So I'm going to make one all out of cardboard. So I'm going to drop over to the post office today and pick me up some boxes so I can begin the process of my giant portrait gaming screen for my arcade board, for my arcade setup. So that's what we're going to do with that. And you believe I never went to school for any of this? No, I didn't go to school for any. I never went to school for computers a day in my life. And I wasn't born with it either, period. Actually, I was blessed with this. So Lord blessed me to be able to build computers, program computers, and also on top of that, I got this technology where we design our own screens. That's the best of all worlds when you think about it. Most people, they have to either buy their machines at the end of the day. Some people don't build, some people do buy, and they have to buy their machines and have to buy a monitor. I, on the other hand, can do all that in one hit, which means I can build my own computers, own servers, anything I want to do at the end of the day with this crazy stuff. And as it comes to my monitors, I build my own monitors too, which means I never have to pay for a monitor, not ever. And for some of the PC gamers, if they're out of cardboard, look, man, I can get me a piece of tempered glass, probably about 50 inches, coated jet black with any form of technology I want to design in the top of my head. I can actually engineer my own stuff just for me only, and I can put a projector behind it and push an image to it that would look absolutely gorgeous. It'll put your OLED to shame. So, yeah. So, let's see. That's the beautiful thing about having both worlds that you can actually connect to. I can build my own gaming systems with monitors. Because I get people like, your stuff can't do the same thing an OLED can do. Oh, I'm going to embarrass your TV so badly. It's not even funny, but I got planned for the OLED TVs. Actually, I have a demonstration I'm going to be doing where I'm going to buy an OLED and I'm going to use their own box to blow out their own TV. Do you know how embarrassing that's going to be? That's going to be pretty embarrassing. It's just basically just a flex our technology to show exactly how bad boy our stuff is at the end of the day. So imagine that. I'm going to use the very box the TV came in to beat the TV. And it's not hard to do. It really isn't. As I told you before, one of the things I noticed when I was looking at that other screen is the black technology and screens that they have. I don't know what they're doing. Their white levels are way too low. And if that's the case, you will never compete with a TV. You'll pick up a TV's contrast levels, of course you will. But as for the white levels of a TV, nah, that's not going to happen. As a matter of fact, I'm going to set up a monitor right next to that screen, and I'm going to see how close it comes to a TV. It's not going to register the TV's white levels. It won't read it. But yeah. See this monitor right here? See that black level right there? A gray screen can't even read that. I don't even know why. Whoever came up with the idea of saying that gray screens do the same thing, stop doing that. People who are on YouTube doing demonstrations with gray screens, And you're sitting there talking about, oh, I do the same thing as a TV does. No, you don't. How the frick you do the same thing as a TV? I can turn my lights on. See how this thing is sitting right here with no problem whatsoever? You can't read that at all, period. You don't pick up any contrast. How would you even be equal to that monitor right there on the floor? Heck, my cell phone over here has got an OLED screen on it. You can't even match that. So how in the world are you saying that you're TV worthy? Gunmetal can't even do it. We got the darkest gunmetal right now in the market, and that stuff won't even match a TV because, again, you have to pick up an infinity black level. Can't express that enough. Literally can't express that enough. Gray screens, you are freaking hilarious. You do keep me laughing every time I go into those different forum sites and y'all talk about things that you cannot do. We can pick up just like a TV. No, the freak you can't. I've never played Portal. I don't have to play that. Look how quiet it's running. So quiet. Good gracious. I tell you one thing, when you hook up the liquid cooling system, that thing's going to make a lot of noise. Well, it's going to make some noise. It's going to make some noise. That's pretty quiet. One of the things I don't do when I do PC builds is the fan systems. Tons of fans all over your system. You know what fans sound like after a while? The things aren't exactly quiet. They're quiet when you first put them in, but after a while, they start to make a lot of noise. Kind of sounds like you got the Batmobile taken off under your desk. And on top of that, those things suck in so much dirt into your case. And then people say, well, you get the filters. Yeah, like I'm going to sit there and clean with a toothbrush like every single filter connected to a fan. It's too much freaking work to run all those fans. Just do liquid cooling. It's much more quieter. It's beautiful. The fans are just way too much work. I'm going to take that fan off right there altogether. And I bet you that thing has collected a ton of dirt from... Let me see. Where is he? Why would you... Oh, I swear people are just born stupid. I'm sorry. Look at this right here. All right, I just noticed this. This right here is the fan, right? That's the exhaust system right here. Look where they put the sticker at. Right over top, the exhaust. Now that's smart. So they literally stuck the... Okay, I'm looking at this, I'm like, wait a minute. And I didn't notice this myself, which I should have noticed this, but I didn't. I'm surprised this thing didn't burn out. So right here, this is your system. That's all that air is pushing here, and it's pushing all the hot air that's coming off your CPU and has to go somewhere. And the dum-dums put the sticker right there. Because you need the air, sorry about that, you need to blow from here, the hot air. So there's nowhere to escape. It's just going to build up and burn your system out. Oh, I swear. I'm surprised that thing hasn't burnt out. I need to go check the other one. They literally put the sticker right over top the fan. Like, why would you even do that? This is real stupid. You'd burn your system out that way. Oh, well, okay, that's something to be known. You buy a PC over at Amazon, make sure that the stickers aren't basically blocking the fan. All right, that's it for me. Let's see. We had a busy day, don't we, Taco? So today we're going to go in, we're going to basically get ready for this, download our games, do a little test run. We got to coat that new 3D Fusion, what's that stuff called? The FLE, visual mapping technology for projector mapping for our screen over there. And then we have to go drop off orders for customers today. I'm gonna pop over to the Dominican store and pick up some Dominican restaurant, sorry, and pick up some food, cause I got the urge for some rice and some something I like to eat. I think that stewed chicken is banging too. That stewed chicken is freaking amazing. I'm gonna get the rice and stewed chicken later today. Yeah. All right. So let me get cracking. I gotta go. I got things to do. I was supposed to do an installment today, but no, I don't have the time. I really don't have the time. They could figure it out. It's not that hard to do. Put the screen in the window, hook up the projector to the mounting system, direct it. You're done. That's it. That's pretty much it. Besides, we don't do that kind of installment anyway. Right now, I have so much stuff right now on my plate right now. It's not even funny. And I still have to get, oh, we got that screen we got to do. We got the 50-inch acoustic screens. We got to get those done because I got to be on site with them things to begin with. And I got to go check out a couple of places I'm going to be renting out to go walk through where we're going to do our video demonstrations at. And keep in mind, the walkthrough, the places that we're going through, they want contracts from us. Contracts to basically convert their screens into black technology, especially for the office setups. We're going to a place where they do office conference rooms and all that stuff. And again, you know, having white screens in there that don't pull up all that well, and our technology do a heck of a lot better. So, yeah, there's a whole lot of contracts we're going to be lining up for this summer. So I'm not going to have too much time to do a lot of stuff. Really. All right, I'm going to go set my account up. I got to go. Got to go, and God bless.